12th of June 2023. This news flash, I'm just going to talk a bit about Blinken's recent visit to Saudi. Now, all of us are aware that since the 70s, Saudi Arabia was basically a US vassal. Saudi was basically representing the US in the Middle East, and there's many reasons for it, but one of the things is the Saudis was a vital partner of the US Petrodollar. As a matter of fact, they were basically the custodians of the petrodollar, because the Saudis only sold their oil in dollars. But Biden, he chose to sour the relationship with the Saudis, because I don't know what Biden thinks or what he thought. He thinks he's tough or whatever. As he went to Ukraine and threatened that Ukraine government to fire that prosecutor that was busy with a case against Burisma, and he brags about it. It's the TV, the videos are on the web everywhere, how he intimidated them to fire that prosecutor. Today we're getting a damn good idea why it was done. He had the same thing with the prince, with the crown prince. And when he was elected president, he made clear that he's not going to negotiate with a war criminal. But one thing the Americans didn't keep note of is that the Saudi economy and the Saudi population were growing, and people were beginning to get uncomfortable. I mean, when I spent a lot of time in the Middle East at a stage, and the first visit I had there, me and my friend went there, my colleague, and he's a fairly tall guy, but he's got a light skin and light eyes and blonde hair and so forth. I had at that stage my black hair, a lot of it, a lot more than I've got today, and I've got dark brown eyes, plus my skin. When I'm in the sun, I go very dark. And we arrived there, and our host told us, listen, when you guys go out at night on your own, or even during the day, you're not accompanied by one of us, be careful. And he said, Mr. Klein, you're fine. You look like an Arab. But you, Mr. Owen, you look like an American. You must be careful. And I found it strange or what. I looked and listened, and I didn't make any remarks about it. And then one night we were having a braai, and I asked him about it, and he said to me, you do not understand how much hatred is in the Arab world for Americans. Not America, Americans. So, that is something that I just thought I'll share with you, because that is a reality that I wasn't aware of. At that stage, I still thought America was a great operation. Well, in any case, and Biden had his fights with MBS, and he slandered MBS, and he treated him with disrespect and all of that. And then, after the sanctions against Russia and the energy crisis that started shortly after that, Biden thought, okay, and the midterm elections were coming up, and the gas prices were going through the ceiling in America, and he thought, okay, the quickest way out of this is the Saudis must pump more oil. So he went to America, went to Saudi Arabia, and he get there, and we all saw the pictures of where he greeted MBS, and MBS just gave him a fist bump, and nothing else. And it wasn't a successful meeting. Biden got on his plane and went. The next day, MBS actually made a statement in which he indicated they're going to drop their production. Now that was a stage when the Americans should have taken note and said, "Wakai, here comes shit. Let's sort this out." No. They persisted in their thing. And then we all know now that the Crown Prince and Putin is good friends, and they've got a damn good relationship, and when they meet, it's jokes and smiles and hugs and handshakes and all of that. Totally different. And then we had the situation where they same with their same arrogance, Americans with their same arrogance, how they treated China and the Chinese officials and so forth. And then that Baloney balls up going to Taiwan and the fallout from that. And since that Pelosi visit to Taiwan, the Chinese has refused to receive any top American official in China. They refused to even take phone calls from Biden. They cancelled Blinken's trip to China, and their military refused to talk to the American military. Now, this is important things to take note of. It indicates to you how the cards are changing on the table. The days of America intimidating countries is over. The days of American dictating is over. And then we had this visit now recently, Blinken to Saudi. I don't know what he wanted there or what he did there. There was very little information about that trip. I don't know, I think maybe it was just to make a point or something. But look at this image. Great meeting between the US and the Arabs. By the way, where is the US flag? Oh yes, that's not necessary now. They don't decide anything anyway. But look at this image closely. The top arrow shows you the American flag is not there. But usually the countries that are sitting there, their flags are behind in this, because this is now the official image. And then, look at this Blinken's feet. What the fuck is that? Those shoes are clearly 2 or maybe 3 sizes too big for him. What the hell is that? Is this a case of him trying to fill some shoes? I wouldn't know. You decide for yourself. But one thing, when you're dealing with the Arabs, you really need to pay attention to the small details, the way they greet you. If they give you their left hand, you must just understand you may as well just turn around and get in your car and on your plane and go. A left hand shake means you are not worthy. I'm not going to use the correct words here. And then not displaying the American flag. What does that tell you? There is a message behind that. Now the shoes, I don't think the Arabs have got any control of what shoes Blinken puts on, but yeah, somebody slipped up there, or there's something seriously wrong with this guy. And I've got an afterthought on the image. Look again, look at the image, and look specifically at Blinken's shoes. That shoes are clearly too big for him. But is this not the analogy of reality? The Americans used to step over everybody on this earth with their big boots. And now, from this image, to me, there is actually a great story there. The shoes are still big, but there's now little feet in those shoes. Something to think about. I thought I would share this with you just for the hell of it. Please give me a like and a subscribe and share the thing. If you had a laugh, share it. And please, feel free to comment. The comments are important. apart from the fact that you are sharing your opinion, you're activating the algorithm, and that helps the channel. Thank you.